until I get everything straightened up. So at at NXT 2.0, we have some situations in that federation. Now that Vince McMahon takes over it, he took over the federation, and now he thinks he's Mr. Big. Would you believe that? Triple H and everyone is doing a good job, and Vince McMahon went from NXT to NXT 2.0. That man is tired. Yeah. He must have his Geritol today for some reason. And I think his Geritol needs to change his medication as well. See, WWE got started in 1960 or 1962, whichever the year is. They were with NWA. They couldn't decide on a champion. What happened? Their boy won. Now them. And they took themselves to their own federation called WWF. And you know the whole story about that one. And, and what happens? Well, they had a tournament. Who won? Bruno Sammartino. Bruno Sammartino was the champ. And from then on in, year after year, they have different champions. Yeah, you know the whole story. Yeah. All right. Yeah, the whole shebang. But from then on in, Vince McMahon thinks he's Mr. Big, right? That was Vince McMahon Sr. His son did not join until later on. But unfortunately, now things are starting to grow and change. Year after year after year, a different champion. 1978, a young wrestler came to the picture named Bob Backlund that changed the landscape of it. He became World Heavyweight Champion. He'd been champion from that time to 1983 or 84. He lost the belt to the Iron Sheik. And he'll get a rematch to get his belt back, right? No. Out of the blue came, you guessed it, Hulk Hogan, he was number 2 contender to the belt. Beat the Iron Sheik. Hulk Hogan became the champ for 4 years. Till his good friend Andre the Giant turned his back on him and challenged him to a match in WrestleMania 3. Everyone tried to beat Hulk Hogan. No success. So Ted DiBiase came along, a good wrestler from the NWA, Mid-South, now UWF. He was always a primary wrestler. He was naval tactician all his life. But what got to me in here is how Vince McMahon changed the landscape again and made him what he is, the $1 Million Man. I think Ted DiBiase is a class all by himself. But what got to me, what eats me up in here, is why. And Soul Train Jones became Virgil. Then from then on in, he's going to try to buy the WWE lock, stock, and barrel, right? No. He's trying to get a title shot against Hulk Hogan. What happened? Didn't succeed. Until Earl Hebner, Dave Hebner's twin brother, I know what happened to him, took the place of his brother, screwed Hulk Hogan out of that match, until Jack Tunney caught on. What happened? So now they had no champion. And what happened? A tournament. Macho Man won that tournament. You all remember that story, right? And whose fault was that? Vince McMahon. So now, and Hogan and Macho Man became the Mega Powers. You know the story of that one. Okay. So out of the blue came WWF. WrestleMania. After WrestleMania, you guessed it, SummerSlam. SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, the whole shebang by Vince McMahon. People love pro wrestling, not show or sports entertainment. But why would Vince want to screw everything up throughout the entire 50 years in pro wrestling? Vince McMahon now does something that really fires up my engine. When he took NXT, make it NXT 2.0, and now NXT changed. So now it's hard to describe Vince or how he is, but he is still not the Vince McMahon I remember back then. That's one family I have respect for is NWA, the Crockett's. The Crockett family was the greatest family of professional wrestling. They don't do that stuff. It's just one thing, pro wrestling. And I credit the Crockett's. Jim Crockett Jr., all his achievements, he passed away about a year and a half ago. But we know Jim Crockett. The Crockett family has been the true honor for wrestling. I honor them for that. And I want to thank this. I want to thank Jim Crockett. God bless his soul. He's up there looking down on us. To the Crockett family, I want to say thank you. You guys are the premier of wrestling. The NWA, AWA, the, the Gaggles, the Gaggle family, the Von Erichs of WCCW, one of the best family of pro wrestlers you ever can find. And I give kudos to them. They're sticking to pro wrestling, but never pro. And I'm so proud of them. They're the premier family of pro wrestling. I want to thank them for their hard work and their complete honor. So, to the McMahon family, you guys screwed up professional wrestling. Okay, NXT 2.0. B-Fab versus Elektra. Elektra in a no disqualification match. That match had everything, and it really took off. But Elektra Lopez won against B-Fab. Excellent Zion Quinn beat only Logan. And that's the best match of them right there in WWE NXT 2.0. They did it. And NXT Women's Tag Team Championship. Io Shirai and Tony Starks defeated Tox. They defeated Toxic Attraction. Oh my goodness. Io Shirai, the genius of the sky, can really take off when she wants to. You know what? That's a good idea. I'm gonna start sticking to my format of pro wrestling and just tossing it out the window. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Io Shirai and Jesus of the Sky. They defeated Toxic Attraction. They're still the tag team champions. I'm gonna give them kudos on their performance. But Io Shirai deserves more than credit. She deserves to be transferred to either Raw or SmackDown because she got good qualities, she has good wrestling skills, and she knows how to draw a crowd. So Io Shirai, if you're listening, you have this. I'm gonna say this: you are a true female to my heart. You girls earn your keep in pro wrestling, and this is to anyone. I want you guys to subscribe to my channel. But I don't do nothing. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm doing nothing but pro wrestling for you guys, and I promise you that I will. From and we're gonna stick to pro wrestling all this week. Let's toss all the formats out. I do nothing but pro wrestling. Let's do that. And That's gonna be my option. You guys deserve this. You guys earned this. Io Shirai should go to either SmackDown or Raw. She's championship material. She has qualifications, and I think Io Shirai, you earn it. Andrew Chase versus Boa. Yeah, Boa. Woo-hoo-hoo. He won that match with a little help from outside interference. And see, if I was right there, I would disqualify him. But that's WWE for you. The Cruiserweight Championship. Grayson Walker versus Roderick Strong. It was a great match with these two. These two stuck to their game. They stuck to that. What bothers me in there is how they keep flying all over the ring. I miss the good old days of pro wrestling. But I used to be a big fan of roller games. I love roller games. I'm a big fan of that. But tell you something about roller games? It's the best. But I lost. Now roller games is gone. Wrestling's here. Let me tell you something about this. Back in the day, they stayed in the ring, do the wrestling inside the ring, inside or out. But what gets to me and what swallows my pride and gets my goat is now. Like, how can they stick to the mat and keep playing like themselves? What are the good old days of pro wrestling? When we stick to the ring, I said one thing, wrestling. Well, Grayson put out all the stops. He put on the best matches. But how can you win a match? You have the dynamite at ringside distracting you and made it impossible for you to win a match. That really bothered me. But now, but he Robert got behind me and won his match. That that's the one thing that bothers me. Outside interference and ring distractions. That's the final prefer pro wrestling. Kyle O'Reilly won his match against Reg Holiday. A distraction, ring run-ins doesn't belong in pro wrestling. What happened? That's right. He got help from someone from the back. I'm so proud that he knows where his butter is thread. So congratulations, Kyle O'Reilly. The time you to take Roger Strong to the limit and get that Cruiserweight Championship. I say Kyle O'Reilly should take that away from Roger Strong. He doesn't deserve this belt. And now, the NXT Women's Championship, Becky Monet versus Raquel Gonzalez. That match went all the way straight to the limit. But what happened? Toward the end of the match, Becky Monet and company was attacked by toxic attraction. And they gang up on that Raquel Gonzalez. I think that's unfair and justified on their account. Ra- Raquel Gonzalez does deserve this. She won her match, and after the match, attacked attacked um Monet and company, and then into the surrounding ring, and she's trying to defend herself. Just no backup. And then after the match, you guessed it, Mandy Rose, Randy, Randy, placed that belt up in the. She's the champ. I guarantee you, Raquel Gonzalez is gonna get her revenge against Toxic Attraction. Well, that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for watching. And thank you. Tonight, I'll give you full details of more pro wrestling, and I'll let you know what's going on. I'm Ernest G for 8 Up Our Podcast Radio on Haps TV. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.